Welcome to Food and Loathing, the podcast where you can stay up to date on Las Vegas's dining news by giving us 60, 70 minutes of your time, and you'll never encounter a paywall. That applies to our news site as well. I want to let you guys know because I noticed that some people who used to be trying to lure you in without a paywall are now trying to put a paywall up. So we don't have one, we never will, and that's just another amazing thing that we do here at Food and Loathing. Podcast news, the whole 9 yards. I'm Al Mancini. My co-host Gemini Stevens, while out of the hospital, is currently on the road. Last I looked, she was in Philadelphia. I hope she had a good roast pork sandwich or cheesesteak while she's there. We're not going to be hearing from her this week, but man, have no fear. We have Las Vegas's premier beer writer, the author of the weekly dining entertainment report over at the news section of foodandloathing.vegas. Everyone knows him, Bob Barnes. How the hell are you, my friend?
I'm good, and I'm very glad to be here with you.
It's great to have you back, man. It's been a hot minute since you've been in that chair, right?
It's been about 6 weeks or so.
Wow. Okay. Well, I hope you've been doing a lot of eating, a lot of drinking. I hope you're having a good time out there.
I like to say I eat and drink enough for two.
Just two?
Yeah.
Man,
I'm trying to cut back.
I have days that I feel like I've eaten and drunk enough for about a family of five, man. It's getting crazy. You get tired of it after all this time, Bob?
I get tired, but not tired of it. If that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. I'm going to ask you, it sounds good. This is what we do when Gemini's not here, by the way, and Rich is in the background. Bob, could you just move your microphone a little closer to your face right there? There we go. That's
How's
perfect.
That? Okay.
That is beautiful, my friend. So we've got a fun show today. As I said, Gemini's not here. Rich Johnson is on the back end. He's making sure everything works for us. The center of the show, I've got a chat with Chef Winston Matsuuchi at his restaurant, Omakase Kyara Sake Bar, and we're going to get the lowdown on that restaurant, some cool upcoming events, cutting down some tuna, that whole deal. Plus, he has a new joint in Chinatown called Gastropub Nisei Bar and Grill. I showed up, Bob, to interview Chef Winston, and I was expected to do like 5 minutes with him, but the cat is really cool to talk to. So I'm like, we're just going to make it the center of the show interview, man. Have you ever met him?
No, but I've been mentioning his live tuna cutting events. In fact, in my column this week, I have details on it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that looks really good. And he's going to go into a little bit more about that when we get him in the center of the show. So that is coming up. I hope you will, everybody stick around for that. But, man, what else do we have coming up, by the way? While I'm teasing it, in the section that we call teasing, I've got Mimo Ferraro talking about the Feast of the Seven Fishes at Ferraro's this year. I dropped by $Sand Lounge for the very first of their 2025 holiday pizza pop-up series. That's for charity, of course. I spoke to this year's debut guest pizza chef, Tamba's Olivier Morawate, as he was making pizzas. You'll hear that. That was really cool, Bob, because Olivier you don't think of as a chef, right? He's one of the house cats.
I know Olivier, and I've been to Tamba, and I had no idea he was a chef, although he did tell me about some experiences he's had where he goes out and hunts and cooks the meal right on the spot.
Man, he is a many-faceted gentleman. He's got a lot going on. The pizzas were great, actually. I'll tell you that.
What kind of pizzas was he making?
He's going to talk about them, but they were both Indian pizzas, right? So there was a butter chicken pizza was one of them, and I don't know. Sue and I bought both. We'll talk about that a little bit further in the show. I've got more details in my notes, so sorry I don't have it right in front of me right now exactly what was on the pizzas. But so we have that coming up. What else we got coming up? We got Olivier, excuse me. We've got Mimo. We've got... Where the hell am I, man? I just lose everything.
Can I interject something real quick
about
Mimo?
Yeah, jump on in. Yes, Mimo.
I was so pleased to be invited to their 40th anniversary night that they had, and I was so impressed with what a family operation it was and how close that family is.
Yeah, Ferraro's is really, really cool. I mean, they've been in business for 40 years, but it's still second and third generation family, and it's extended family that works there, and they're all there when you go in, and they really give a shit.
And his son, who I think is 14 or so
13
now,
or 14, yeah.
He's very involved in getting to learn the business and working there as well.
Yeah, so we have that coming up in our news section. They're going to be talking about the Feast of the Seven Fishes. But look, man, we'd like to start this show off by telling you where and how we eat and drink. The truth of the matter is, This ain't bragging. It's just that very few people go to as many restaurants as bars in a week as our little clique of friends. So I'd like to tell you where we've been eating. And since Bob hasn't been here in 6 weeks, I figured we would start with you, Bob. Man, where you been dining?
Well, I got a list here.
Okay.
Most recently, I went to Juan's Flaming Fajitas. That's a classic Las Vegas.
An oldie but a goodie.
Yeah. And
Which location?
I went to the Water Street, which is their busiest location. And I got to meet Juan's sister, Lupe, who happened to be our server.
Oh, cool.
And also Lupe's son and daughter worked there as well. So that's another one that's a real family operation. But the place is well named, the Juan's Flaming Fajitas, because all over the room you'll see when they deliver your fajitas, they light it on fire. They got a shot of vodka with oregano,
Yeah.
and that's what lights it up.
And the whole place, you just got the smoke and the smell and
Yeah.
the flame and oh man, it's beautiful in there when they get really rolling with those things.
And I can see why they're so popular. They do so well. Everything on the menu is like $9 to $20, so you can't beat that.
Gotta love that in this day and age. You spend a lot of time down in Water Street, don't you?
Well, yeah, I live in Henderson, so it's not a long trek for me to get out there.
How you feeling about how the progress has come on Water Street after all these years? I feel like it's one of those constant false start neighborhoods. It never really gets rolling.
But I see more and more places popping up. I also went to a place on Water Street recently called, and you would love this place being a rock person. It's called Rock and Grapes.
Okay.
And I actually featured it in my beer column because they had 100% local beer selection there. I mean, it's a wine place.
Yeah.
And but every inch of the wall is filled with rock memorabilia, guitars, drumsticks.
Love it.
So it's almost like going to a rock museum.
Right.
But then they got the great prices
great wine
on,
and
on
great
wine. They have like wines that you don't see anywhere else, like boutique wineries, and very good prices.
Cool. Where are they located? Right on Water Street?
It's right across the street from that hockey arena,
Oh, okay. Cool.
whatever that's called.
Yeah, over where wasn't Sticks Tavern in there?
Yeah, it's across the street from that.
Okay, cool. Where else you been, man?
Oh, this was a really good one. I went to Amador Cocina Fina.
Oh yeah, well let's both talk about that because we've both been there, and I may jump in after I hear what you have to say, but go hit me. How was your trip?
Well, Chef Oscar Amador, it's named for him. Actually, I didn't realize it. This is his first solo.
Yeah, it's his first
solo
without
venture.
the same partnership structure that he's done in his other places. And I don't know if his Seattle place is solo or if it's with his partners, but this is definitely his first solo venture in Las Vegas.
Yes, and he's a James Beard semifinalist.
Yeah.
Finalist, and he told me the name of the restaurant. It's Spanish fina, means very well done,
Like
done well.
fine dining,
Yeah,
Cucina Fina, right?
Yeah.
Like the fine dining kitchen.
But it's in the same location where Idio Tapas was. They're on Jones between DI and Spring Mountain, and they closed that to make room for this place, and the place is beautiful. I mean, it's small,
Yeah.
but they got this beautiful mural on the wall. It's like a city in Spain and a bar, and they kept that. So they kept most of the decor the same, but I'd say it's very heavy on seafood, which is a good thing. They even have a dry fish aging machine.
I know. I
as
saw
you
that on
walk
my
in.
way out the door,
I've
man.
never seen
Yeah.
such a thing. I didn't even know you aged fish.
Oh yeah, that dry aged fish has been popular out of LA first, but it's been coming to Vegas over the past year or two.
So some other things that stood out to me was I do not like branzino, but I loved his branzino. It didn't taste like it didn't. I don't like branzino because to me it's always kind of fishy.
Yeah.
I like Chilean sea bass, but it tasted more like a Chilean sea bass to me. And also I've never had a quesadilla with foie gras in it before, and that was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But the one of the dramatic dishes I had, roasted beets tartare.
Oh,
It comes under glass, and they lift the glass up, and all the smoke comes out and aromatic.
And as a guy who doesn't like beets, I will say that when you smoke it, it gets rid of some of the flavor that I don't enjoy about beets. So I do think smoking is probably my preferred way to have beets. I still only took one bite to be polite of my beet tartare because I do still hate beets. Anything else you had there? Because I'm going to jump in while we're talking about it and talk a bit more about Amador's, and then we'll get back to your list if that's okay. But anything else at Amador you want to talk about?
Yeah, I already mentioned the foie gras, but I didn't expect to have it in dessert.
Oh, right, the pineapple, right? Yeah, talk about that because it's so hard to describe, man.
It's like pineapple, and then it's got foie gras mixed in there. You wouldn't think it would work in a dessert, but man, it does. And it's also got chocolate ice cream in there. But,
Yeah.
But it just added richness to the whole thing.
Really, really cool, man. Did you do a tasting menu while you were there?
I did whatever Chef Oscar
Whatever he
sent
brought
to me.
out. Well, we were there for my birthday, so I'm just
Oh.
going to jump in here and talk a little bit, and then we'll
Sure.
get right back to where you were going. But we went in for my birthday. It was really nice. We walked by the way, that Nikkei next door in the old District 1 space, and I saw Rob Castlereese eating in there, so I want to hear about that from him, and I saw Chef Winston. But then we got into Amador Cucina Fina. We decided to order the tasting menu, but of course he wanted me to have other things that weren't necessarily on the tasting menu. I have to tell you, this is, without a doubt, shortlist for best new opening of the year, in my opinion.
I would agree myself.
It is fine dining. It is the kind of experimental fine dining that I enjoy quite a bit, where there's a lot of dishes that you're like, what the fuck is he doing there? But they work 90% of the time, and even when they don't, I'm okay with that because it was a fun trip. But of course, he does all the basic, the respect for the ingredients, and he uses good stuff, as he always does. But I mean, it starts off so simple. He brought this little vegetable broth. Right? That they just take all the scraps of the vegetables all week, or, for a couple of days, and then they boil them down. They make this broth, little shaved truffles on it. It was fantastic. Raw clams with a cocktail sauce granite, the frozen on top of that with some ponzu and some cucumber pico de gallo. A little cheese puffy thing topped with caviar. I had a scallop and avocado ceviche with a seasoned fried wonton that was really, really good. Some kind of bread thing, a little overdone for me, to be honest, but it was kind of like a pan con tomate bread that you get in Spanish restaurants, but it was split down the middle, and there was some stuff on the inside. I don't even know what it was. There was Iberico ham on top. There was salmon roe on top. There was all kinds of great shit. That was crazy. The weirdest ass dish, Hokkaido uni carrot cake tartlet with chili peppers.
I didn't have that one.
Yeah, I mean, let's just go. Okay, Hokkaido, so he gets it from Japan. Uni is sea urchin, carrot cake, and like a cream cheesy kind of filling, like a sweet filling with the sea urchin on top. Then some chili peppers on top of the tartlet just laid out. And that was completely insane. I would eat it as a dessert, I've got to be honest. It was only off the specials menu, so you're probably not going to see it when you go there. But it just gives you an idea, right? It sounds crazy. It sounds like it shouldn't work, and yet it works. And that's the beauty of a chef like Chef Oscar, is that he puts these things together, and you don't expect them to work. I mean, other things we had, snapper crudo. I think we had tuna tartare. We had some of those smoked beets that you spoke about. We had a little churro de papa, which is a little potato disc. The signature item, I think, here is going to be that chili relleno. Did you have the chili relleno?
I did not.
Okay, when you've been to Anima, which is his
Yes.
other restaurant, have you ever had that reimagined eggplant parm that they
I
do?
believe so, yes. I
Super
remember
thin
that. actually,
shaved,
yes.
and then they put it in the plate, and then they add cheese espuma around it. That's how they do the cheese, and then they put like tomato powder on top, right? So that by the way is at Anima by Edio, another Chef Oscar restaurant. This reminded me of that. It comes out in a bowl, and across the top is just the cheese espuma. So it's a cheese foam across the top, a little bit of ash sprinkled on top of that. But at the bottom is this beautiful, compact, really shaved down to its essence chili relleno with chili peppers and cojita cheese. And it's just so fucking good. It's a little and I love chili rellenos. I love the flavor combination, but they can be a pain in the dick to eat sometimes. They get stringy, they get whatever as you're trying to cut them. This was just like a compact, beautiful, getting to the essence of everything that is beautiful about a chili relleno. So go there, get that. Also get the Wagyu steaks on the hot stone. It is so fucking tender, you won't believe it. It's a flat meat steak, but really, really good with a Matsuuchi koji rub and some confit onions, burnt lemons. I had that pineapple on foie gras that you had as well. I also had a dessert. It was a dessert stuffed into shallots. So, who thinks you're going to put onions in a dessert, right? I mean, shallots are almost oniony, right?
It's like everything he does, you're not expecting it, and then it works like the foie gras and the other dessert.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So I just wanted to jump in on what I had there, but I'm sorry, I did interrupt your section there. So where else you been eating, man?
Well, this chef is like, I call him the King Midas of chefs. Everything he touches turns to gold.
Okay.
He's a native Las Vegan. And
We talking about Mr. James Trees?
of course, high stakes, well named because it's at the top of the Rio. So it's bringing some real class to the Rio. Some things that were surprises were, first of all, having elk, wild boar, buffalo, and venison.
I love
on the
that
menu
game
in
meat
addition
section
to,
of the menu,
to the
yeah.
steaks, and some cuts of steaks you don't always see, like Denver cut.
Yeah.
A lobster corn chowder. You're used to lobster bisque.
I had that chowder. We spoke about that on last week's episode. That's a really good chowder, isn't it, man? It's got like the potatoes that you get with like a clam chowder, but it's still got that sweet, rich lobstery taste.
Well, chef told me that he brought that on because he wanted to have, instead of lobster bisque, he wanted to have something with more crunch to it, more something to chew in it.
Yeah.
But it to me it tasted the richness of lobster bisque, but in a chowder form.
Yeah, and like slightly thinner broth than you're going to get in a bisque. Also, though, man, how great was that fucking lobster-shaped cracker that they sit on top of it? The puff pastry thing, man. That was beautiful.
But he also had like Indian-style tandoori Chilean sea bass. So it just shows how versatile chef is.
Wow.
You know, we think of as being, the king of Italian, but he's showing his versatile chops with this new place.
Absolutely, man. It's a great place. Great addition to the Rio. Go see Empire Strips Back before you go, or afterwards, because I love that show. Anything else, my friend?
There's a place out near where I live called Blue Orchid.
Yeah, Thai place, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the son of the owners of Pin Cow.
Yeah.
Has this place, and they just revised their menu. They condensed it. It was really too large. It was confusing. It was so large, but now they condensed it down. My favorite thing there is the tableside tom kha soup, and the presentation is so cool. They pour it into this special gadget that steeps in herbs, and then it's a siphon, and then they pour it out into your bowls. But that is I love tom kha anything.
Yeah.
In fact, one of my favorite things in the world is the tom kha pasta at $5.95, but this is kind of like that in a soup form. Other things I like, the Thai fried chicken sliders are the best chicken sandwich you're ever going to taste.
Okay.
And they have some they added some different curries that they didn't have on the menu before.
Cool.
So anyway, that's becoming one of my favorite places.
Yeah, I know our friend Don Cherency really loves that joint as well. Really likes it, and he's Laotian to America by way of Thailand, right? So I mean, when he tells me Thai food is good, I take it seriously.
And while we're talking about the Asian, I also went to Andori over at the Orleans. I'd never been there.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like kind of a local's favorite. My God, the price is unbelievable. I can understand why they do so well.
That's like they're Pan-Asian place, right? You go there for Chinese, you go there for a little bit of Japanese.
Well, they got they got 8 sushi bars. And they got like, I don't know, like 20-something sushi rolls. So they definitely do both. And they got sake, and they got some like authentic dishes like roasted Peking duck. Did I say that right? Peking?
Peking? Yeah. Well, for years, I haven't been in there in a long time, but for years they had what I consider the best priced appetizer in the world, which was monkfish liver from the sushi menu. And it was like less than $10, right? And for a huge portion of it. And I happen to love monkfish liver. You don't usually see it in places like that. So I used to go there sometimes just to get that. Okay. Anything else, man? You've been eating a lot, my friend.
Yeah, you can tell that by looking at me.
Yeah, true. You and me both.
No, that's pretty much it for now. But I will say that in the coming weeks, I'll be going to Bourbon Steak later this week, Michael's Gourmet Room at South Point next week, and going to Breza for lunch next week as well, and might be stopping in at Hawthorne Grill at the end of the month.
Okay. I want to hear about all of them. I've got a great story about saying bad things about Michael's once and pissing off the president of their casino.
Oh, I'd like to hear that
the
story.
Barbary Coast, but we'll save that for another time.
Okay.
I myself had a delicious week. Let's start off. I went on my way back to a Golden Knights game. Finally, by the way, they're fucking winning. So going to Golden Knights games is way more fun these days. I dropped into Nomad Bar, which is soon to be renamed the Reserve Bar because, of course, the Nomad Hotel, that partnership agreement is over. I don't know how it ended, but it's over.
I don't know the story of that. What brought that about?
No, but Nomad's got their own things going on, like the real Nomad, and they've had splits and, all sorts of shit that I don't follow that closely. So I wasn't surprised that partnership ended. The good news is that the bar, which is gorgeous, is going to remain open as Reserve Bar. The hotel is still going to be a boutique hotel. It's going to be called the Reserve Hotel. And then what they renamed as, it was originally Nomad Restaurant, and then they called it Nomad Library. That's now just going to be the library.
That's a very fitting name because of, you go in there, you're surrounded by all these antique books. I think it's the collection of
like a Getty or a Rockefeller or somebody.
I think it was David Rockefeller's collection.
I think that's correctly. Like one of the most romantic restaurants in Vegas.
It's a beautiful room.
Nomad Library, which is being renamed as the library. But I went into the bar. I like the bar there. First of all, it's just very, very lush, very posh. It's kind of that, dark brass and glass, that you expect, piano player in the corner. One thing I really like is the altitude of it. Like it in the back, the bar against the inside wall is the highest point. And then straight back from there are some banquettes, right, that are going down. And then straight back from there, it goes down another level. And I think maybe there are some high tops, but then there are definitely some tables. So it feels like almost a theater leading down, right, from the bar. And I love the setup in there. It ain't cheap, I'm going to be the first to tell you, but it is a great vibe, and I love listening to the guy play piano when I'm in there. So when I split a prime rib sandwich, $32. Truffle fries, another $22. Cocktail for Sue, their signature cocktails are $21. It is way more money than we would normally spend before a game at a place like the Chef Truck, which is, where I usually go for a nice discounted one. But once in a while, you want to splurge, and you get a good time when you go to Nomad Bar. They get a lot of Vegas Golden Knights fans in there before games. So if you want to splurge, I would definitely send you over there. I visited the Sand Dollar Lounge, which is in the midst of their Miracle on Spring Mountain holiday pop-up. I was there the night Tamba's Olivier Morawati launched the Blues Bar's holiday pop-up season. For charity, we talked about that a little bit. We love both the pizzas. I'm just going to let Olivier tell you. I said Oliver. Olivier is what it is. Yeah. Olivier Morawati. And I'm just going to let Olivier tell you all about it.
All the pizza going out for charity this evening. We're doing a Tamba special, butter chicken. It's called the Tamba's Singing Bird, which is Anand singing bird. Okay. And then we're doing a Prince of Persia, because I'm Persian, and Jameson has always called me the Prince of Persia. So it's a saffron-based, barberries, currants, a little bit of micro shiso. Just a fun little experiment of mastochiar, all my elements of growing up as a child, in one bite.
Wow. Who's the charity that you're doing it for?
Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation.
This is more than just a fundraiser. This is an annual event. All the best chefs, all the industry people love to come out. What makes it so special?
It's just a community effort with all chefs, friends, and just getting everyone together to have a good time and support the community.
And we're going to tell you who's on deck for the series during the news segment of this episode. Getting back to my meals, I attended the Christmas show at Excalibur's Tournament of Kings.
Oh, that sounds fun.
When's the last time you were at Excalibur for Tournament of Kings, man?
About 25 years ago or more.
It was so fun. I got to tell you, when I do my survey for Neon Feast, one of the categories I put out a couple years ago was either only in Vegas or quintessentially Vegas restaurants. That we survey on both. And one of them, our friend Rob Moore responded that he loved Tournament of Kings. He's like, there's nothing else like it in Vegas, right? This is so Vegas. And he's right, man. It's so much fun. And this is, of course, their Christmas show, but it's the same fucking deal. There's an evil dragon. There's a good king. There's a stupid jester. There's guys on horses. They represent different parts. They knock each other off their fucking horses. The meal itself ain't much, but it's included with it.
You still eat with your hands or not?
Eat it with your hands. Yeah. A little half a chicken, I think. I don't think it was a full Cornish.
Wasn't it a Cornish? Yeah.
It might have been a full Cornish hen. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was a full Cornish hen.
Yeah, they're pretty small. So
it was definitely that. And then some potatoes and some rolls and, nothing to write home about, but it was a fun meal.
Did your night win?
Nah, man, my night didn't win.
Is it true that the same night wins every night?
I don't know.
I
mean, I would think that they would just probably mix it up.
That would be wise to do that.
Yeah, and I don't think maybe they don't even know who's going to knock who off each horse every night. But yeah, I don't. I've got no idea how it works. It's a fun fucking show. It really is, man. I believe that part of Vegas that we have to embrace is the cheese ball factor of Las Vegas. I love that the Pirates are supposed to be coming back to TI. I love the shit that people make fun of about Las Vegas. Like that to me is just as important as the fine dining and the and the greatness of it. And there ain't nothing cooler than watching these horses fucking compete, and you're cheering them on, and you're eating your little baby chicken. So that was great.
It reminds me of the time when Las Vegas was trying to become a family place, and that's when they first started that.
Yeah. But it is still going strong, which I think surprised a lot of people. We all have been to maybe a medieval times, right? That's the same concept that used to be around the country. I don't even know if they still have those fucking
I don't
things.
know either. But I remember years ago, I used to go to the Shakespeare Festival in Cedar City.
Yeah.
And went to one like that. Well, I mean, as far as the food and eating with your hands.
Yeah.
I always thought that was kind of cool.
It is, man. It is. And I like to eat with my hands wherever I am. So, okay. So I told you guys about it. We both spoke about Amador Cucina Fina. So I'm going to skip on that. By the way, the condiments in that place.
Oh, I love the 4 different salsas on your table. They're all unique salsas that they make there.
Yeah, and they're all fermented, long period, and they put a lot of time and effort into those condiments. So do not skip them. So, hey, here's something interesting. In the news today, it's supposed to be DoorDash is now taking reservations.
Wow, I thought they just delivered stuff to you.
Everybody wants to be fucking Neon Feast right now, right? Like, I mean, basically.
Nobody can equal Neon Feast.
They want to take the reservations. They want to take your takeout orders. They want to do all of it. Problem is, DoorDash isn't known for writing up about restaurants and sending you in their direction. So they sent me over a list of the Las Vegas restaurants that are going to be participating in this DoorDash reservation service. And they said, would Neon Feast be willing to contribute, some material? So I had like a week to write up 35 restaurants, and I could just go into Neon Feast and copy that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the rewrite myself. And there were some places that were written up in Neon Feast that I had not personally been to, right? That's why I hire people like you to write about them, because I can't go to every fucking place. So to write these up, I had to go over to Fontainebleau and visit 3 restaurants in one night. So here is the speed dating version of Al hitting 3 restaurants. And these places all deserve a lot more attention of mine, but I ate at them, that I'm giving them, but I ate at them quickly. I'm going to tell you about them quickly because, man, this is already running long, this fucking episode. Started off Don's Prime, man. I love the vibe. It reminds me of the way the Rat Pack would hang out in a modern society, right? It's got the crooners, the beautiful, gorgeous white marble appointment throughout. Really excellent. Chef Patrick Munster's over there. I love that they have the red velvet jacket, the red bow ties. It's fucking classic Vegas, but updated for today. It's not like you're going to Golden Steer. It's not like you're going to Circus Circus. This is, I feel, how like Sinatra would be hanging out if he was still alive today.
Well, it's almost like the whole Fontainebleau is like that. It's like old time Vegas.
Yeah, except blown up with modern conveniences.
Sure.
Right? So that was great. I didn't have a steak. Oh, but they also offered me sorbet as a palate cleanser. Like, who the fuck does that anymore, right?
That's kind of cool.
But I sat in the bar. I did learn how they cook their steaks. If you're interested, they're seasoned with olive oil, sea salt, and black pepper. They're grilled at 1,200 degrees, and they are dipped in butter. Gotta like that
Everything's
butter.
better with butter.
I had an amuse, a little fried bite of steak on a stick. I had their carpaccio, so decadent and rich, and it's a little thicker than many, but it's made with filet mignon, black truffle pecorino, pickled mushrooms, horseradish aioli, shaved radish, grilled sourdough. Really, really good. Mushroom risotto with black truffle I tried. Very good. Definitely not my favorite of the dishes, but very good dish. Big Eye Tuna Tartare was really, really great. And I had the crab cake. The bread service I even like. So, Don's Prime, we like that. Number 1, great restaurant. Popped out of there after 30 minutes, went over to Komodo. Komodo is right off of the food court there. So maybe you think it's going to be a little casual, but it's kind of a very vibe dining, club culture, sexy room. Once you walk in there, it's all curved walls. It's bathed in red, a little bit of black and white accents there. They're Pan-Asian. Oh, and these intertwined bamboo pillars that go up through the room. So it kind of feels like you're in a lush jungle, hideout or something. But of course, all done in red.
When I hear the word Komodo, I think of Komodo dragon.
Komodo dragon.
Is that any part of the decor?
I did not see any lizards in there while I was in there. It's Pan-Asian. They have dim sum. They have sushi. They have Peking duck. They have kung pao. They have tom kha halibut. It's a little bit of fusion and a little bit of just straight up Pan-Asian. I had some Korean fried chicken with the wasabi, lemon, pepper, and honey mustard. It was spicy, but it did not blow out my palate. I could still eat the rest of the night, so I liked that a lot. And the Wagyu dim sum, which tasted a little smoky to me, but I wasn't able to figure out where I was picking up that smoke. So that was great. Got out of there, walked over to Poppy Steak. I'll tell you, talk about changing my mind about a restaurant. Poppy Steak, I was not expecting to like. I was not expecting to like it for Al Mancini. I expected that I would still send people there who really were into vibe dining, who were really into, seeing famous people, because it's right there. It's next to their theater. It's where all the celebrities hang out. It is definitely where you go when you want to piss away money and prove that you can piss away money in there.
Is that the place that has like a $15,000 steak or something like that?
I think it's just a $1,000 tomahawk that comes in the suitcase and it's lit up. And I always see those videos and I go, who the fuck wants that? Truth of the matter is, I went in, I had 3 dishes. They all looked like they were going to be over-the-top, ridiculous vibe dining dishes. What surprised me about each and every one of them was that they were ridiculous, over-the-top vibe dining dishes, but they were treated with the kind of respect for quality ingredients that I expect from a fine dining chef. So they were not done like sometimes you go to a party brunch somewhere and it's just they pour more and more shit on it, and you're like, oh, yeah, there's more cheese and more flavors. This was just, it seems like that's what you're going to get, but then you get the dishes and they're just fucking beautiful. I had, what did I have over there? Where's my notes? Wagyu pastrami comes out smoked under glass.
Never heard of Wagyu pastrami.
No, nobody's heard of it, right? But it's so good with the little, what do they call them? Cornichons, the little baby pickles on it, a couple of sauces. Now look, that's a $98 dish and it's an appetizer, right? So like, it seems like, oh, Wagyu pastrami, $98. Fuck that for kind of a gimmick. But the damn thing was good. Really, really good. My hamachi crudo was accented with ponzu, blood orange, serrano, some microgreens. I'm like, why would anybody do all this shit to hamachi? But yet I was still able to taste every beautiful bite of the quality fish that they had there. And then that was $42, by the way. Steak and eggs, what they call steak and eggs. This is Wagyu tartare with golden acetra caviar and truffle aioli served on toasted brioche. It's a huge portion. It's 98 fucking bucks. I have to tell you, you could tell that they used good steak. They did not over-season it as a lot of tartares do with, say, Worcestershire and that kind of stuff. It was beautiful. It was a tribute to the cow that died for it. And, of course, acetra caviar on top really just worked. It brought it out. So, you know what? It's not my vibe. I can't afford to rent a locker to store my personal bottle of Louis XIII like many of their regular customers do in that place. But if you're down for that and you're in Vegas and you want to spend a lot of money and you want to be someplace sexy and someplace cool, someplace where dancers jump up on the bar on a weekend night, someplace where there's a DJ, you are going to have a good time at Poppy Steak. It is not for me, but it is worth the money if you think it is for you and if you have the money. Make sure you check the balance on those credit cards before you go in, because it ain't cheap. I know you had asked me to drop into the barbecue pop-up that was going on at Fountain Blue. I didn't make it in. I apologize. But what can you tell us about that, Bob?
I really wanted to go. I got an invite, and it sounded awesome, but I just couldn't fit it in. But it was Texas barbecue by Michelin-starred La Barbecue, which is from Austin, Texas. And the chef, I don't know how to pronounce her first name, Ali Clem. And she was serving brisket tacos, jalapeno sausage, brisket, pulled pork, and some of her cocktails from her restaurant, like the La Barbecue Pickletini.
Okay. Is that... Oh, by the way, yeah, back to Poppy Steak. They make their goddamn old fashioned with Pappy Van Winkle.
Wow.
It's $500 old fashioned. Now look, if I'm buying Pappy Van Winkle, I am not old fashioning it. I am sipping it neat. But again, that's the kind of excess they do there. And if that's your thing, I love it. Do you know how long that barbecue pop up is running?
I think
Will it be
December
over?
4th to 14th.
Okay, so
We got a few more
still got a few more days to check that out. That is about it for me this week. Coming up in the news, pizza pop-ups and smash burgers. We also have a happy hour report. But first, my interview with Omakase Kyara's chef Winston Matsuuchi. This is Food and Loathing. Sitting here in one of the side rooms at Omakase Kyara. I've only been in this restaurant once before. I sat at the bar when I was there. I had a fantastic tasting menu, an omakase menu, as I should say. And it's been a while since I've been back. But a little while back, I was at a Jabberwocky show, and I bumped into Chef Winston, and we were talking about a tuna cutting that he had coming up. I couldn't necessarily make it to that, but of course, we promoted it here on the podcast. But I'm like, fuck, I got to catch up with Chef and see what's really going on at Kyara. So, Chef, thanks so much for having me down and making some time for me today.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate being here.
So when I came to Omakase Kyara, it was a while back. You were just open. It was pretty much a situation of it being omakase during the early dinner hours. And you came in, you had a gorgeous feast and fine dining tasting, and then more of a party scene at night, if I remember it, which sadly I don't get to do as much of as I used to. Is that still the way you have it set up here?
Yes, we have a omakase. It's a chef's tasting, like you said earlier. And then we have izakaya at night, which literally translates to drinking place. So we give out more tapas, more fun-sized food, more drinking things that you can pair with drinks.
And with your location right here, just off the 215, I got to think you're getting a lot of people leaving work, heading back to their home, and just pop off at the Jones exit. I mean, you could throw a rock at the 215 from where you are.
Correct. We're really close to the 215. It's just a great location. We have a lot of traffic here. And yes, people do stop by at night to, get their fix on their little sushi bites or skewers. We have super high quality food for a great value, and our skewers are next to that, 1 and 2, the two biggest things that are great for everyone to eat.
Okay, so omakase is a phrase that I almost feel as though, as much as I love Nobu, and as much as I love Morimoto, I think they kind of bastardized that term. And they what they called their omakase tasting menu sort of became the standard in the industry. As I understand it, omakase used to just mean, chef, give me whatever's fresh, right?
Correct. It means literal translation is makaseru is the back portion of omakase. That means I'll handle it in Japanese. But omakase means I'll let you handle it.
Okay.
And so that's the literal translation of that. But yes, so it just means give me what's good and the freshest, and I trust you. Just do whatever you're going to do.
So the way you do an omakase meal, how many courses is it, and how much of it is sushi and sashimi oriented, and how much goes beyond that?
So we have 2 different courses. We have and they're both 9 courses. For the first one, there's a lot of sushi nigiri, about 9 pieces plus a hand roll, and then there's dishes in between. We have chamushi, which is a savory egg custard, grilled fish. We have the cold trio, which comes with a dashi jelly, poached oyster, and at the very end we have a miso soup. That's for the first course, and then our top tier course has only.
So I'm sorry, you mean that's for the starter menu, correct? Not that's not all just one course.
Oh, no, that is all just one course.
Oh, that is just one course. Okay.
Yeah. That is just one course. So we have another course that's very similar, but we start out with sashimi instead. There's 3-piece nigiri, sushi, and you're going to get a wagyu sukiyaki, which is a traditional Japanese savory dish with soy sauce, and we make a meringue with the egg, and then you eat it together. It's very popular right now.
Sukiyaki's, I remember I used to get it a lot in shabu-shabu restaurants, right? So it's kind of a thicker, more hearty version of a shabu-shabu. Is that fair?
Correct. But our version is we only just do the meat, because that's the good stuff. Okay. So we only do the wagyu meat and sear it, and then put this savory sauce on it, and then you eat it with the egg. It's very delicious. Cool.
Okay, so What is the price of doing the omakase menu?
Currently, we're at 128 for the first one and 160 for the second one. But it's the season, it's the winter season. We're about to change it again. We're going to do something a little bit more cost effective, a little bit more fun. And we're probably going to open up our whole menu by the end of December. So anybody can come in and get whatever they want.
So you make it more of an a la carte situation as well.
Correct. We see that the times are getting a little tough for everybody. And of course, people can't eat omakase every day. It's not something that they do. So we want to keep our local customers happier. I mean, in the beginning, we did omakase, so a lot of people came to try it. But we're getting a lot of repeat customers, and we want to do something for them. We want them to be happy and comfortable because they like the food, and we want them to get whatever they want.
Chef, what is your background as a chef?
So, about 20 years ago, I used to make sushi at Hikari.
Yeah.
I used to be the head chef there. I worked there for like 8 years. I worked at Osaka, which is a Japanese bistro. That's one of the first Japanese restaurants in Las Vegas. I worked there for a little while. And then I started doing other things. I started getting tired of sushi. I went to Lake Las Vegas at Marsa. That's their fine dining restaurant. I was there. I did Mordeo. I was a chef there. And I also was the chef at Kamu Ultra Karaoke, which is a luxury. They have luxury food. They have tomahawk, sushi, and everything in between, pizzas, sliders, tacos. And then I built my own place, Omakase Kyara. This is my first time back in a Japanese restaurant after about 10 years. And then I'm doing well, and I feel like it was a hit, and I'm thankful. I'm glad that it worked out. And then I have my second baby, Gastropub Nise, which is a American style comfort food with a Japanese twist, and I think that one is going well also.
Where's that located?
That one is in Chinatown, where the old District 1 was. We took over District 1 for those foodies that know about it. Mm-hmm. We took that we took that spot in the plaza, which is on Jones, in between Spring Mountain and DI.
Okay, I think I'm going to be over there tomorrow eating at Oscar Amador's new restaurant, which is like right next door, right?
Oh, yes, Oscar's, yes, yeah. Amador.
Chef, for people that only know sushi from their neighborhood, sushi restaurant and maybe the all-you-can-eat type situation, when you come to a restaurant like this, you're going to get fish usually that are not the normal. You're not just going to get your hamachi. You're not just going to get, the things you order all the time. You mentioned that we are changing seasons right now. So what's coming into season that people can get here that maybe they've never had before, but they're really going to love?
So I'm kind of like the sushi Nazi when it comes to like sushi that way. We don't do rolls here. We don't do the normal like American style sushi. We're more traditional Japanese. I was Japanese trained. I've only worked with Japanese, so it's a very different type of mentality that we think of. So our servers too are here to elevate what you're getting. So you know that you're not just getting tuna, you're getting bluefin tuna from Mexico, the belly portion or the certain cut of the tuna. New Zealand king salmon is not. This is the top of line salmon. It's not the normal salmon that you're going to get from Costco or any other sushi place. We don't even do yellowtail here because the yellowtail season is bad right now. So we're doing amberjack, which is on the southern tip of Japan, where it's Kagoshima, Japan, which is on the southern tip. They farm that there. Very nice product. And then, so your next question was, what's coming in season? Monkfish liver.
Oh, man, I love monkfish liver.
Monkfish liver is coming into season right now. Other than that, we have... so we just missed the pike mackerel season, and we'll probably get the end of the salmon egg, fresh one that we make. Usually people don't get the fresh egg, but we'll have fresh eggs, salmon roe.
Is that ikura, am I thinking?
Yes, ikura. Well, ikura is the already salted version. We're going to get sujiko.
Okay.
So it's a little different. We're probably going to get that.
I'm just quizzing myself as you speak. I want to see how much I remember.
Yeah. Close. Good. And then, so a big thing about the season changing, the vegetables are different. So we're going into more mushrooms, root vegetables, kabocha kabocha pumpkins, shiitake mushroom, not even shiitake, or matsutake mushrooms, things of those, in those variety.
Okay. Since I have you here and you are a sushi connoisseur and of the seasonality and things like this, I want to get your opinion on a personal issue. I want to know what you feel about sea urchin and the best times of year to get it from different places, because I cannot stand Santa Barbara sea urchin in the warm weather months. Other people tell me I'm absolutely crazy on that. I tend to try to get it out of Japan during those months, but when's a good time to get sea urchin?
So do you want to know my honest opinion?
Yes.
Santa Barbara sea urchin, the top quality this time in the colder water periods is the best. In America, in Las Vegas as we speak, I think is the best. Okay. Japan has good uni also, but I need you to understand that Japan is not going to send their best uni to America.
Right.
So if you're in Japan in the winter season, Hokkaido, great. The uni there is awesome if you're in Japan. But in America and if you're in Las Vegas, the winter time or the colder seasons, the Santa Barbara uni is amazing. However, during the summertime, you're right. It's not in season. They start spawning. The flavor starts to get bitter, more oceany. The next place you can go is Peru. They have Peru uni. They have Russian. Oh, we're not taking Russian uni right now, but above in different parts of the world, there's different seasonality for uni. So there is also Mexican uni, which I don't recommend. It's kind of in the weird area where it's always kind of warm, so it's not ideal.
Right. Cool. Well, I appreciate that, man. I would love to indulge the inner geek and find out, and I've argued with chefs over this, and everybody has their own opinions. I only know what my taste buds tell me, and that's how I like it.
I eat uni all the time. And then, I eat uni and tuna. If you want to ask me anything about tuna, I know a lot of things about tuna.
Cool. Yeah. Well, if I start digging down a rabbit hole and we start doing, Chutoro and Otoro and things like that, and collars, and we could go crazy on tuna, right?
The unusual pieces are noten, which is the face meat. People rarely know what that tastes like. We have collar meat, of course. It's really hot. It's just butter. You touch it's already melting, so those are more of a specialty cut than your normal akami, chutoro, or toro. And then we also have bone marrow fluid. We also have the bone scrapings, what that really tastes like. It's very rich in flavor. I mean, bluefin is the king of tuna. I don't care what anybody says, big eye, ahi, yellowfin, they have nothing to compare with bluefin.
It's interesting. While I was at the Review Journal, so that's got to be probably maybe 8 or 9 years ago, I found out, and they weren't advertising this, they weren't telling people, but I found out that that Morimoto was getting tuna that was raised from eggs. So it was farm raised, not just farm ranch where they catch the little ones and they put them inside the farm and they let them grow up, but it was really farm raised. So I took Rick Moonen, the king of never eat bluefin, over there to have it, and he liked it. And, we talked about how bluefin, that's one option, of course, to go with the purely farm raised, but bluefin is being sustainably raised and caught in some areas, right?
Correct. So we get ours from Ensenada, Mexico, which is like 45-minute drive from San Diego. They have about a 22 million acre farm there, which is a circular tank, which ranching, they get them while they're small, and then they start putting them into their ranch. I don't think they fully understand the technology of how to breed them yet. They know they spawn in the Gulf of Mexico or in the in the Philippine Ocean. They know that they spawn there. They just don't know really how it happens. So what they do now is just take these little babies and put them in, and then they grow till about 200 to 300 pounds, and then they harvest them. They say they harvest about 500 a day.
Wow.
Which is an insane amount.
And they're big fucking fish.
Yeah, they're 200 to 300 pounds. They're big. And then that's only in Ensenada, Mexico. Japan has their own farm where Morimoto probably gets his, and they probably have some technology. They found out some technology about how to breed them. And then there's one in Spain. And the Spain one is about 500 pounds, 300 to 500 pounds. Those are the Atlantic bluefin, and then we have the Pacific bluefin. We're getting the Pacific bluefin, but Atlantic bluefins are the ones that are getting sold for $700,000, almost $1 million. This is the 500 to 1,000 pound fish that everybody's going for.
This is a perfect segue into the event you invited me to that I wasn't able to make it to, but it was a total breakdown of an entire tuna. And some of us have been fortunate enough to see this at a few super high-end parties if we're lucky to get invited to them. It's not something most people have ever seen. Could you talk about why that's an event, why that's kind of become a tradition for sushi lovers, and what it was like doing it here?
So we have to first understand what Kyara is about. Kyara we try to do high-end things and bring value to people. So yes, you're right. Those tuna cuttings are for the super rich restaurants that are, kind of expensive. And we try to do it here so that we can, do it in front of people that never really seen it. There's a lot of fake tuna going on. I'm not going to say fake, but tuna that's not the freshest tuna that's been doctored to look like tuna. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people think that that's good tuna. And we're here to try to challenge that thought and want people to see what actual tuna looks like, what it actually tastes like fresh off the bone. So yeah, let's talk about the event. The next event is on the 20th. If you'd like to come, just let me know.
Okay.
It starts at 5 p.m. We have taiko drummers outside for 30 minutes, and then in that time period, you can take pictures with the tuna. We take the whole tuna, we start cutting, we select a special guest to cut the head off the tuna, and then we start doing shots at a tuna head. I'll cut the tuna and break it all down. So it's an 8-course dinner, and the very first course is all 3 cuts of the lean meat, the half marbled chutoro, and the fully marbled tuna belly. Then it goes on from there. We have poke, we have carpaccio, we have katsu, which is breaded deep fried. We have skewers. We have the soup at the very end that I make right on the spot.
Wow. Okay, so that is December 20th. What night of the week is that? What is the price, and how do people get tickets?
So it's a Saturday. We usually do it on a Saturday. The price per person is about $200 or $200 and up, depending on where you're sitting. If you're sitting on the front row, it can go all the way up to $400. That includes drink tickets, appetizers, the 8-course meal, and sometimes we'll have dessert, depending if Suzuya, our community partner, is willing to do the desserts for us. And then we sell the tickets on our website at omakaselv.com.
Well, that sounds great. I hope a lot of people that hear this come out and check it out. If you've never seen a tuna broken down in front of you, it is an amazing sight to watch. And there is just nothing fucking cooler than somebody just cutting a piece right off the fish and handing it to you, and you just eat this sashimi and realize that this thing was swimming in the ocean not all that long ago.
Correct. There's really nothing like it. If you ever see the anatomy or how big a tuna actually is, it's quite amazing.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Chef. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I got back in here after a while.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
A happy hour report and the news are next. This is Food and Loathing.
Hey, it's Rich Johnson, your faithful Food and Loathing producer. Thanks for listening. And I also want to say thanks for reading the latest happenings around the Vegas food scene at the website for this podcast, foodandloathing.vegas. That's right, .vegas. That's where Al and Gemini and I summarize some of our favorite podcast interviews and bring you some original stories as well. Also, Bob Barnes serves up his weekly dining and entertainment guide. You'll find rundowns of the Valley's top restaurants, and you can always stream the most recent episode of this podcast. So make sure to bookmark foodandloathing.vegas for dining news. And while you're at it, check our other buddy, Andrew Morgan, at happyhourvegas.com for his recommendations on Las Vegas's top happy hours.
That music makes me feel happy. And I hope I will be happy for at least an hour. There we go. Bad segue. Out of the way. I'm Al Mancini, but you're listening to this section because you want to hear Andrew Morgan from happyhourvegas.com. He's going to tell you where you can eat and drink cheap and fun and all that kind of shit. So, Andrew, welcome back.
Thanks, man. And you want to be happy for a whole hour? That's a big fucking ask, man.
I don't know, man. What is there not to be happy about? We're watching the end of the world, and it's putting on a good show for us.
Yeah, one day at a time. It's like a train wreck. You got to watch it, right?
So when it all gets too much for you, and you need to get some booze, but you don't have a lot of money in your pocket, and you also want to bite, where are you going, man?
So this week, I was fortunate enough to be invited to downtown Summerlin to Enchant Christmas. So I brought my daughter, and we had a blast. It's always pretty there. It's always a nice festive thing, kind of becoming a tradition. But, what I learned from last year is two things. Let's bookend it with some happy hours. And, kind of...
Because that's what your daughter likes before and after, right?
Whatever. She's 12 years old. She needs to eat, and I need to drink. So it works. Everyone wins here, right? So, but it's good. So, downtown Summerlin, it's family-friendly stuff. Or Summerlin in general is family-friendly, so it's not too bad. And it's early in the day, so that's what I love. And it's happy hour. We're not going freaking nuts. This is not an all-you-can-drink thing. We're talking about family-friendly stuff, just enjoying the season, enjoying the time. So look, I started, because it's right close to Enchant Christmas, right across the parking lot, with Frankie's Uptown. You ever been there?
I have been in Frankie's Uptown. I don't go there a lot. If I remember correctly, they had a really nice whiskey menu when I was there, and I think sometimes they do live entertainment. This is about all that I'm remembering.
You hit it, man. They got live music there from, I think, every Friday after or something, like not during a happy hour, but they had a happy hour program for a couple of years. It was $6. Everything was $6.15 because their happy hour ended at 6:15 p.m. Kind of just whatever it is that they want to coordinate. But both Frankie and Chris over there are just fantastic people. They're hilarious, actually, really fun, good people. I was introduced to them through my buddy Eddie over at Glacier 45 a minute ago, but, all good. So they have a happy hour there, and it's Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So again, early enough. You can go right after school.
All you school teachers out there.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's a good nostalgic neighborhood bar, very sporty kind of thing like that. And good people. It's also just highly entertaining. They're taking a lot of your favorite pop culture movies and putting in some innuendos in there and stuff like that. So as an example, Frankie Flowers cocktail. That's $8 on the happy hour menu. Kind of changes on a regular basis, but it's top shelf, really good, good service, great interior, great price, $8, right? But my daughter started with her own little mocktail kind of thing, and I had the bacon wrapped jalapenos. It's $10, good portion of it all. That'll keep you warm and full for when you're going to endure the season at Enchant Christmas, which there's a lot of screaming and weird shit going on there that's, family friendly, as they say. But whatever. So you take that, you take the garlic truffle dough balls, also $10, but you get a bunch of them. Daughter wolfed down a bunch of those, which is awesome. So we both went into Enchant Christmas after a great early happy hour at Frankie's Uptown. And, that's how we started our evening.
Sounds good. And I just want to, again, this is if you're out of towner, you're making your plans, you hear the name Frankie's. There are a couple of Frankie's in Las Vegas. There's a very popular tiki bar. This is not that tiki bar. Yeah. This is Frankie's Uptown. It's got more of an uptown vibe, and it's in downtown Summerlin. So uptown, downtown.
Exactly. Get your Frankie's right, man.
Yes. I just don't want somebody hearing this, and next thing you know, they're in a punk rock dive tiki bar, and which is, by the way, also a great place. But I don't know if they have a happy hour.
Not if you're going to bring your 12-year-old daughter there.
Exactly. You don't want to bring your 12-year-old there. Okay, anything else in downtown Summerlin you're liking right now, man?
Yeah, so actually, we went to Enchant Christmas, and this is the whole thing that's fun about a happy hour. You can bookend it. Start it, go to an event, and end it, with another happy hour. And after a couple hours of downtown Summerlin, the shopping, the season, the enchant, the kids and whatever it is, had enough. Get off campus. So went down the street, so still in Summerlin, and went to Ciao Vino. Ciao Vino has been changing their happy hour program. It's consistently good, but now it's kind of like an all-day happy hour if you went, you think about it. They're open at 4 o'clock and they close at, 9, 10 o'clock, and happy hour is the whole time that they're open. So, which is relatively new and good stuff. So we ended there. So after Enchant Christmas, went a few blocks down the road, Boca Park, went to Ciao Vino, and look, I had, the pepperoni pizza, get your own personal pizza for $11. My daughter had a margarita pizza. They have desserts there. You had the tiramisu, which is awesome, for under like $7 or something like that. And then had a nice little cocktail that they made me up, and that was a good little nightcap.
Okay, there you go, man. A night out, a Christmas spirit thing, something family friendly, and bookend it with a couple of happy hours, man. I don't know. Happy mother freaking Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. We've got you covered.
Merry fucking Christmas. And more Christmas good stuff to come next time. But check out happyhourvegas.com. And thanks for having me, buddy.
Thanks for being here. Remember, check out happyhourvegas.com. That's where you get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of happy hour listings. Thank you, Andrew, for that happy hour report. And let's just stick around with the theme of a report on alcohol. Bob, man, you're the beer expert in this town. You've been writing about it since they invented beer, I think.
Not quite that long, but almost.
So give us a beer report. Can you do that before we hit the news?
I sure can. I do write the only beer column in Southern Nevada that appears once a month in 80cook.com. I got some really bad news, first of all. The Huddle Brewing is closing their doors. Their last
sucks.
full
I
day.
always liked those guys. They were really
You know what?
nice.
It was one of my favorite brew pubs. I always liked the relaxed and comfortable vibe in there. And not only that, but Brewmaster Joe Cuozo always had some high ABV, that means high alcohol beers for me. And I don't like them just because they're high alcohol. I like them because they have so much robust flavor.
Body.
Yeah, so I'm going to miss that for sure. And their last full day of operation is December 13th. But then they're gonna be open whenever until they run out of beer.
No, that's pretty much it. They stopped brewing, but they're still serving until it's done? Is that how they're doing?
Yep. Okay. But I would point out they were open for 5 years. They won Great American Beer Festival and World Beer Cup awards. And the owner, Skip Norfolk, wrote an article, or a letter to me, actually, detailing the reasons why they closed. And it's really something to take a look at, to be mindful of. First, I'll just do some real quick bullet points.
No. What
he talked
is the
about
cause of this?
the brutal summer in business, that is, increases from suppliers. They wanted to start serving food, and they couldn't get the licensing worked out. The drop in traffic in the area, parking increase and lack of parking, the parking price increase. I think the city raised it $1 an hour. Rideshare, he said, used to cost $12 from the Strip, and now it's like $50. The younger generation is drinking less alcohol. They're doing other things.
Yeah.
The government shutdown didn't help. Lack of Canadians coming to town. He said a lot of their business was Canadians. So just tourism being down in Las Vegas and the bad rap that the city gets for gouging. So I'm definitely going to miss Huddle very much.
Yeah, and it's a shame. Like, people have heard me rage against this gouging argument because there are bargains, and we'll talk about that. I didn't even mention. By the way, when I went to Excalibur, we talked about that at the top of the show. I walked by a sign. $3 for salsa margaritas, another $2 they'll float another shot of salsa on the top. People that say there's no bargains on the Strip, man, go to fucking Excalibur. And if you're too cool to drink a margarita at the Excalibur, then fuck you. I don't want to hear you complain about the price of water at Aria.
Yeah.
Okay, I got that in. Sorry, I had to
All
do
right.
that. But no, what I mean is the prices are high for everybody. It's people have increased. There's all kinds of shit going on in our economy, and to single out that Vegas is to blame for it is ridiculous.
All right, but there's deals if you look for them.
Yeah.
But anyway, if I could talk about some events coming up.
Please.
Actually, there's one tonight at Big Dogs.
Tonight when this episode drops, or tonight when we're recording?
Tonight as we're sitting here on December the 10th. It's going to be too late.
Yeah.
I shouldn't probably mention it. But anyway, coming up in a couple months, it's called the Great Festival of Beer. And that's March 28th. That's the largest beer festival in Las Vegas of the year.
Where's that held?
It's what's it called? It's downtown with that big grassy area.
Oh, that
the fake
community
grass.
center, basically, like where the county offices are.
No, not that one.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the one. It's a couple blocks to the south of Fremont.
Okay.
I forget what it's called, but it's a big open space with artificial turf.
Okay.
So it'll be there. But I want to mention some things that. Oh, also the North Fifth Brewing is going to have their 4th anniversary on December 12th.
And
that hasn't happened
They
yet.
are located on North 5th?
They're not on North Fifth. It's near North Fifth, but it's the first brewery ever to open in North Las Vegas, family owned. They're going to have several new releases on that day, including a 10.8% Mexican chocolate imperial stout with chilies and cocoa nibs in it. And if you can't make it on the 12th, you can head over to 595 on December 16th, and they're going to have a partial tap takeover with nearly all the same beers that they're going to have at the North 5th anniversary on the 12th.
Cool.
So I want to mention in my monthly beer column, I have 2 segments that I've been doing this since February. In every issue, I have a local beer champion of the month, and that's going to be a bar or restaurant that serves nearly all of their beers local breweries. And number 1 on there, of course, is Rebellion Pizza with like 50-something local beers from Southern Nevada.
And they're all over the place, right? They're expanding these days.
They have 2 locations.
But I thought they told me they were thinking of a third, no?
They might be.
Okay. Something to keep your eye on.
But I mean, it's not only fantastic New York style pizza, but all the local beers. I've also mentioned Rockin' Grapes, which I mentioned earlier. I also have Juan's a couple months ago in my column. Had Cottonwood Station out in Blue Diamond. They serve an all 100% tapless. Barter Beer and Mall. That's a really cool place.
Where are they?
Arts District on what street? I'm drawing a blank on the street, but it's a really cool place. It's like a combination vintage store, original art, and then they have a whole bunch of local beers.
Oh, is that from Derek at Reebok?
Yeah, he's
Is that
one of
his
the
place?
owners.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, Derek is, by the way, patronize all of his businesses. He's an OG of the Arts District, man. Really instrumental in making it happen. Back when it wasn't cool, he was pouring things into it.
Well, speaking of Derek, my local brewery champion of the month for January is going to be Rebar. I'm heading over there this month, and most of their beer list is local, so he really supports local.
Love Rebar.
And then another thing I do in my monthly column, I do a brewer spotlight. I'll do I'll interview one of the head brewers in our local breweries, and so far I've done Richard Lovelady, I've done Weston Barkley, who's over at Beer Zombies.
Right.
Well, Richard Lovelady, of course, is the owner of
Lovelady Brewing. Yeah.
I did Patrick Tofty, who's the head brewer at North Fifth.
Mm-hmm.
I did Joe Quozo, who was head brewer at the now closing Huddle. And I did Jimmy Doyle, who's the head brewer at Neon Desert.
So people can get all this at adcook.com?
Yes.
Cool.
And last person I was going to mention, I did Megan Hanley, who is the new head brewer at Bad Beat. She is the only female head brewer in Southern Nevada, possibly in Nevada. I'm not sure about that.
We got to get her on this show.
So that's what I got for my beer update.
Well, thank you very much. Okay, so some other news. Let's start with a little bit of a tease. Gorilla Pizza is now open in downtown Las Vegas. You guys may remember this company and its founder, Robbie Cunningham, from the time he was giving away his pizza for free on social media, maybe when he was making those Detroit-style beautiful pies in the Hard Hat Lounge for a while before Stay Tuned Burgers took over that. He left Las Vegas for a little while. He now has his own space in the Soho Lofts building, the entrance over on Hoover, just off of the building, of course, just off Charleston at Las Vegas Boulevard. I have a complete interview with him and his partner. It's going to be next week's big interview in the center. For now, here is a little snippet of that conversation.
There are some people who are doing the Detroit style, who've done the Detroit style. I've inspired a couple of places that are finding some good success with their Detroit style pizzas, which I'm very proud of. But at the end of the day, I'm the only Detroiter in Vegas making the thing. So at the end of the day, I find that we have the best success and have the most authentic product, because at the end, I'm creating what I feel is an all-star pizza of my favorite pizzerias back in Michigan. So at the end of the day, I'm just really creating something off of my memory, and something that only I can hold on to, my palate can hold on to, whereas like a New Yorker, they know New York pizza. Detroit style pizza is more so something that they know about, but they don't know like I do.
So Steve Kessler is apparently moving Aroma Latin America Cochina from Henderson to Chinatown. This, of course, a great place. It's been James Beard Award long listed, maybe short listed, I'm not sure. It does incredibly well, but it's stuck over there in Henderson, which just doesn't tend to support really creative and interesting restaurants as well as I would wish it would.
And it's hard to find, too. The first time I went there, I couldn't find it. I had to call them up and say, where are you?
So Steve put a social media post up. He promised that the new place is going to be in Chinatown, said we are keeping it small, affordable, and very personal. So we'll have more when we hear more on that.
He told me it's going to be next to Sand Dollar. And I got to say something real quick. My wife, Lolly, is kind of she judges the Mexican place by their chicken enchiladas.
Uh-huh.
And she said the best one she's ever had in her life was at Aroma.
Well, there you go, man. And it's kind of a pan-Central American restaurant. It's Central and South America.
Yeah, he pulls from all different countries in Central America and South America and Mexico.
So it'll be cool to see him in Chinatown. With the holidays coming up, I have been trying to put together a list of restaurants offering a traditional Italian feast of the seven fishes. Thinking about maybe doing a roundup story on that, or maybe doing a radio spot on that if I can get enough of them. I do know that Ferraro's is doing one, and I know it because I ate there last Christmas Eve, and it was excellent. It was one of my favorite Christmas Eve meals in a while. When I heard they were doing it again, I decided to drop by and talk to Mimo Ferraro about it because it is near and dear to my heart. Are you doing the same thing, the same Feast of Seven Fishes that I kind of had last year?
Absolutely. I mean, so that is a tradition. It's a family tradition. So we will definitely do that. My family actually does that the day before Christmas Eve on the 23rd because Christmas Eve is in the top 10 of the amount of covers we do of any other day in the year. So last year we did a little over 500 covers just for dinner, Christmas Eve. Huge success. Again, a long day for the team and staff again, but we will be offering that Feast of the Seven Fishes. It will be 4 courses this year, but it'll be like a nice trio appetizer of, like our crab cake, a, scallop, and a little bit of lobster risotto, getting into the traditional, fruit insalata di mare, so the seafood salad, which we're going to tweak a little bit this year compared to what we've done in the past. And then you'll get a choice of different entrees, from a fresh halibut, branzino, Dover sole, and just simple, pastas, linguine and clams, or spaghetti and clams, or mussels and whatnot. So, there are going to be more than 7 fishes in that dinner. $125 per person, which, with all that seafood and the price of everything going up right now, I think that is a great value. It's actually a little bit down from the price of last year's Feast of Seven Fishes. So I think it's a value. I think it's a good deal. Again, we're trying to give back a little bit to where this town is getting so expensive, and just trying to have that, that value and bring in the locals and give back to the community.
Cool. And while people are making their Christmas plans or their holiday plans, I know there's still a lot of businesses that are looking for a place to have a holiday party. This might be a little late to start looking, but do you guys have anything available?
We most definitely do, and it's never too late. Last minute, we have several private rooms that anywhere from 8 people to 65 people. We just did a party yesterday, actually, for the Nevada Supreme Court. 75 people in the main dining room. We could do 120 people in the main dining room. So a lot of options for something intimate and just to throw a big party. So never too late. Holidays are here. Come celebrate.
Here's a short one. Did you hear that Michelin Guide is coming back to Las Vegas?
I did. I got a press release on it, and
yeah, that's fucking cool.
Why were they not in Las Vegas is the question.
I don't know, because they try to sell books, and enough people are buying books. And I think, look, I'm not even going to guess. I'm not going to guess. Yeah, I am. What the fuck? Sure, I'm sure somebody gave him a big check to come to Las Vegas. I don't know, man. I'm just guessing. But no, I know a lot of times they do require support from the local communities, and I know California has written them big checks to do things there. So who knows? But it is a Southwest edition. I don't care what we had to do to get him back. It's great to have him back. I still think, Neon Feast is going to be better, but no, there's nobody in the world, that is a more gold standard than a Michelin star for
you
restaurants.
always hear about getting a Michelin star is like getting an Academy Award for.
It really is. People say James Beard Awards are the Academy Awards of the food world. You know what? Maybe, but I think they're more like the People's Choice Awards of the food world, which is, good award. But the Academy Awards are definitely going to be Michelin stars,
Well, after I got that press release, I wrote to the person that sent it and said, can you suggest a restaurant? And you can. There's like a website you go to where you can nominate, so to speak, a restaurant that you think they should check out.
And what's good about them is, they have standards, right? That I think you've got to check certain boxes. I think you have to hit certain standards in order to even qualify for their stars, other than just great food, great service, And I know some of these awards, they look for little things. I don't know that Michelin does this, but is there a restroom right in the building? Do they change your napkins to black if you're wearing black clothes? These are I know that's what Forbes used to have checklists and things like that. So it's nice to have not just Al Mancini thinks it's good, Bob Barnes thinks it's good, our friends think it's good. It's nice to have people that really know food. They go in there looking for specific things, and you know that the place has been thoroughly vetted if you're going to go there and spend $1,500 on a dinner for two or some shit.
Do you know if they go in anonymously?
Yeah, they go in anonymously.
See, that's I think very important because, you know, when you and I go to a place, they know us. And,
yeah, and no, for a
and-
critic, you should be anonymous. You know, I
Right.
really don't consider myself a critic. I'm
I
a
never
journalist.
let anyone call me a critic for that reason.
Yeah, because we don't experience what everybody else does. So, welcome back, Micheline. We love you. By the way, if you want to buy out Neon Feast, maybe we would work a deal, but just kidding. Maybe. Get the checkbook. Let me know. I mentioned a little earlier that Sandollar's annual pizza pop-up series is underway to raise money for charity. This, of course, is part of the Miracle on Spring Mountain holiday pop-up. I was there, as I told you, for Olivier Morawate of Tamba. I missed Chef Marty from Scotch 80 Prime, who also did one. By the time you hear this, you'll also have missed Chef Brian Lee of the Waldorf Astoria. I know. Why am I telling you what you missed? Because I got shit you didn't miss, okay? Wynn pastry chef Ramon Perez making pizzas on December 15th. Bourbon Steaks Josh Smith will have a turn on the 17th. Hell's Kitchen contestant and Main Street Provision chef Ellie Parker is booked for December 22nd. And on the night before Christmas, December 24th, as Santa's traveling the earth trying to get out of the way of SpaceX satellites and all that shit, not hit any of them, Chef Dylan Jacobs of Esther's Kitchen will be making pizzas for the good little boys and girls of the Sand Dollar Lounge. All the funds at all of these go to the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation. Amazing lineup. Bob, man, Jameson joked with me the other day. I don't know if he was joking. I hope to God he was joking. That I should have a go at this since I used to make very bad punk rock pizza for wasted people at CBGB in New York. He's like, I think you have people that would come out. I'm like, I think I have people that would come out to tell
definitely would.
To tell me how bad it is. But,
No.
you know, it's for charity, man. I'm not doing that. So I don't see myself insulting the other fantastic chefs by putting myself into that lineup. But I don't know, man. Get me stoned. Maybe it'll sound like a good idea. Hey, the renovated Morimoto has reopened. I dropped by to speak to Iron Chef Masaharu Morimoto about it. Actually, I didn't do it yet, but I'm doing it about an hour after I record this. So if you're hearing this, it means I did the interview. And here's a little bit of my interview with Chef Masaharu Morimoto about the reopening of his MGM Grand restaurant after renovations.
First concept is the first restaurant design I hire, so friend of mine, Morita Yasumichi from Japan, he did a good job. And then, so this time we didn't ask anybody to, so help in designing interior things. So we discussed with the president of the MGM Grand, and then the director of the culinary and the chef, and then hotel chef and the Ras and our chef here, and myself, and what's a trend. So this is following the Tokyo Shinjuku, especially Shinjuku everywhere. So this is a kind of the a more small town, Yokocho. So actually Shinjuku Golden Gate, very small street, and then
Little alleyways and everything.
so people drinking, hiding small things. So this is not exactly concept. So this is more easier to come here. First one, black and white and Kyoto temples, this kind of thing, Zen, whatever. It's a little bit not so difficult, but this is a more, easy to come in.
So you basically, by changing kind of the decor, especially up here in this front room, making it seem more like a Shinjuku, kind of a really cool Tokyo neighborhood or Japanese neighborhood, you're trying to express that it's more welcoming and more everybody can wander in as they're walking by?
Yes. But still, so all the high roller coming, different people coming in, because still atmosphere a little more casual, more young kids, hip hop, whatever. But so in the basically, my DNA here as a food is still high end. So that means we made the entrance more wider. Food is high end, not edgy.
Right.
So then we have no rule. Yes, no rule. We have teppan steak. We have a lobster. We have a sushi. We have a sashimi. Right. You can go steak. You can go sushi. But we have no rule.
No rules.
No rule. Whatever you want, anything you want. Then
I saw that on a billboard as I was walking in here. I saw your picture. It said the only rule is no rules.
I saw today on the way from my airport to here. So no rule, but I have only one rule here. So enjoy this restaurant. That's the rule. So
is this the more experimental of all your restaurants?
yes, if we do here, maybe a lot of my restaurant following. Oh, chef, we're doing this kind of thing, smoke sushi in Las Vegas. Oh, we can do this. Yes. And the more people coming in, the easier.
Right. Well, I love that. I love Las Vegas being a testing ground for new things.
Right. So that's a big deal, like people watching here. So.
So how much of the menu has been updated as part of this renovation?
30%.
With Love Always is bringing their smash burgers to the Red Rock Resort. This news, of course, coming shortly after we learned that Good Pie was headed to Red Rock. So, man, the station casinos just keep upping their programs. In the meantime, Boyd is upping things. The JW Marriott is really upping things. I mean, off-strip dining in casinos is getting really good, man. What do you think, Bob?
It's almost like you don't need to go to the Strip anymore if you're local. There's lots of good quality places you can go.
Yeah.
Not just in the locals casinos, but pretty much everywhere now.
I really thought we were headed that way. After the pandemic, I felt like the Strip was like, hey, locals, you guys have enough shit off the Strip. You don't really need us. Don't get mad about our prices. We're getting the tourists. We're like Disney World, we're like Times Square, And then, of course, with tourism being in the shitter for various political and whatever other reasons, now the Strip wants us all back to come back.
Well, they throw us a bone of 3 hours free parking, but you think they could do some local specials?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to see a lot more. I really do. I think they realize that they can't take locals for granted. Can't really blame them for deciding that Vegas had gone that way where the Strip didn't need locals. Some towns do that, but they're, I think, always going to need us, and I think they're remembering that they need the locals again. By the way, I don't know anybody else who does this, but at Fontainebleau, they if you have meal in one of their fine dining restaurants, they validate valet. Mm-hmm. They don't validate self-parking. And I had a whole thing with that because I almost always valet, and then this time I self-parked.
I'm the opposite. I hate the valet. I like to be in control.
Oh, no, man. I like to just sit there and have somebody bring my car to me. Anyway, that's a good thing to know and a good deal from the Strip. So keep that in mind. And I think that's it. Did I tell you? Yeah, With Love Always, we did that. Bob, you've hit us with the beer report. I think we're going to wrap up another episode, man. You good? Anything else I need to tell you about? So, real quick, your latest article is up right now at foodandloathing.vegas. This is your weekly entertainment and dining update. What are some of the highlights we've got in the current episode?
I didn't bring my notes on that, but
you probably remember what you wrote.
I
remember
most
pictures
of it, yeah.
I pulled out last night. If you want, there was an In Limbo pop up.
Yeah, that's over at Durango Social Club. That's really cool that Chef Dan is doing that. He's bringing in residents. He's also starting tonight, I think, over at the Stove. She has a pop up of the. I can't remember his name. He's a real popular guy. He does these smash burgers, and that's at the Stove for like 3 nights, I think, starting tonight till the 13th. And they're not usually open for dinner, so that'll be an evening
usually
thing you can do
spot.
at the Stove. I have Summer House as my pick of the week.
Yes, Summer House at Durango
Recently
Resort.
ate there. I have the tuna cutting thing that we talked about earlier.
Kyara. So there you go. You need to read Bob. If you want the beer news, you go to adcook.com. If you want his dining and entertainment update, you come to foodandloathing.vegas. He's all over other places too, but we don't have time to get to everything every one of us is doing. Quick reminder, you might see me occasionally on the CW's ARC show. You can hear me every week on highwayradio.com. On Highway Drive Radio, just driving your car. But you can go to highwayradio.com and you can hear those updates as well. With that, we're wrapping up another episode. That is number 238, if you were keeping time. We never missed a motherfucking week. Feeling good about that. 238. It's my lucky number for today. Maybe I'll go gamble on it somewhere. Huge thanks to Bob Barnes for sitting in with us today, filling in for Gemini Stevens. Big thanks for Gemini being with us in spirit. I know she is. To Andrew Morgan for being with us via MP3. Thanks to Rich Johnson for being on the back end of this and doing all the real serious work to make it sound great. And of course, where would we be without guests like Robbie Cunningham, Olivier Morawade, Mimo Ferraro, Chef Winston Matsuuchi, and maybe I even did Morimoto. I don't know when I'm recording this, but hopefully you heard some Morimoto. It's been a lot of fun for me. I'm Al Mancini. I hope it's been fun for you as well. I hope we made you hungry, and I hope you always manage to stay hungry for the best things in life.